Hello again. We're back this time introducing the idea of using division as a secret to find part of an area, either the length or the width. So before we actually start into that section, my cat here, I do want to make a connection between what area is and what you learned in third grade about an array. So an array is another version of area. So what I mean by that is right here you have an array. So that means that you have rows and columns of an object, and we can figure out what that means using multiplication or addition. So if I count here, I see 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. So I have a 3 here, and then I know that this is 3 rows. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So the type of array we would call this is a 3 by 5 array. So this 3 by 5 array, if you were to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you were to count 5, 10, 15, if you were to count 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, any way you count it will get you 15. So that is an array. Area is the same idea, just with a little different vocabulary. So area is how big this array is also. So when you're thinking of the area of, oh, there's my cat. The area of this array, I'm going to think of it like it has a length of 5. It means it is 5 units long and a width of 3. So 3 units wide. So it's, like I said, length 5 units in long and 3 units wide. So we're going to use this idea to now talk about division. For example, if we did not know what this was, so we don't know the 3. So we'll call that W for width. How could we write that as a division problem? We know this is 5 long, and we know there are 15 units in there total. So to write it as a division problem, we would say 15 divided by 5 equals. So what that means is I have these 15 units, and I want to figure out how many 5s are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is one group of 5, 2 groups of 5, 3 groups of 5. So here we have 3. 15 divided by 5 equals 3. That could also, I could have called it W if I wanted it with an unknown. Okay, so as an example problem, this was with a basic fact, and now we're going to try to use it with an extended fact. Okay, so an ice rink is 70 feet long and has an area of 5,600 square feet. How wide is it? So again, we want to think about this like an array. So what do we know about this array? First, I'm going to just change the angle of this so it looks a little bit more like the rectangle that we're used to seeing. So we know that the ice rink is 70 feet long. So that means that this edge here, and I'll work on that real quick again, the rotation. This edge here is 70 feet. If we were to measure it, this part here is 70 feet. This is Niles. He's making noise. He wants to say hi. Okay. Hello. Now, the other part that we know is that the area is 5,600 square feet. What that means is if we did X's in the middle here, the total number of x's will be 5,600. So for this whole space would be 5,600. So I'll try to make this, oops, try that again. Try to make this, to think about it like this whole space is 5,600 square feet. So that means that we know that there are 70 of these feet, but we don't know how many feet it is wide. So if we were to think about this like a number model with an unknown, we would think of it as 5,600 divided by 70 equals the W, the width. For those of you who like multiplication, you can also think of it, we know that length, I hate the way it makes length like that, length times width is going to give us the area or the array. The length we know is 70 times the width we do not know, but the area we do know is 5,600. Okay, so this is what we know. The W's we don't know. So what we're going to do now is think back to what we learned about before, which was fact families, basic facts, and extended facts. What we need to figure out is, could we simplify this? I'll go green for this part here. Can we simplify this to something with fewer zeros? Let's just try to like get to the basic fact here. 56, can we do 56 divided by 7 to get a number? Another way to think about that would be, can we do 7 fact family times a number to equal 56? So you have any number of ways to solve this. You could do 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Some people might want to do some doubles. Some people might want to do squares. Let's try doubles. So I know 7 times 2 is 14. So I wonder how many 14s we can get. So 7 times 2 is 14. Another 7 times 2 would be 28. Okay, so let me think. This here is going to be 28. So if I add 14 and 14, that will give us 28. If I add this 14 and 14, that gives us another 28. I know 20 plus 20 is 40, so I wonder what would happen if I did this 28 plus another 28. I'll try to move all of this up if I can, hang on. Okay, so 14 plus 14 is 28 here. 14 plus 14 is 28 here. 28 plus 28, I got to add my pluses in here. Plus, plus, plus. Boop. 28 plus 28. I can think of this like 16. 8 plus 8 is 16. 20 and 20 is 40. Oops, that's supposed to be 4. 40 plus 16 would equal 56. So how many 7s did I have? I had 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. So I have 8 7s to get 56. So that was my key to unlock this problem. So move all this stuff down here for right now. We just proved that 7 times 8 is 56. Okay, so what? 7 times 8 is 56. That means that 56 divided by 7 is going to equal how much? Also 8. So now we've figured out the basic fact here. So now we need to take this basic fact and try to get it over here. So I'll try to make these parallel here. How can I connect? Let's do a little pink. How can I connect this basic fact with this extended fact? 70 times something equals 5,600. Well, here's my 7 tens, and here's a 7. So that was times 10. And here's times 10 times 10, and you have your 56. Actually, I have my 56 here and 56 here. So I know this is going to be 8, but 8 what? Is it 8 ones, 8 tens, 8 hundreds? This is my times 10 here. And that can give me times 10 here. So that would give me this 0. 56 times 10 would be 560, but I need this other times 10. So I need to do this times 10. So how much would that be? 8 times 10 would give us, so I'm trying to find the right color, which of course I don't have. 8 times 10 would give us 80. Okay, 80 what? 80, so W equals 80. W meant wide or width. How wide? If this is 70 feet, then this must be 80 feet wide. 70 feet by 80 feet wide. Now this doesn't match the picture exactly, but I drew it, but doesn't make sense. If I did 7 times 8, I would get 56. If I did 70 times 80, would I get 56 hundreds times 10 times 10, 5,600. Yes, so that checks out. Okay, so what do we do? To solve these types of problems, we had to think about area like an array. It is the width, how wide it is, times the length to get us the area. Then what we had to do here was to find the extended fact with the unknown, also connect it to a multiplication fact with an unknown, then find the basic fact, solve the basic fact, and then plug that in with our times 10 rules that we've learned. That's a lot. I get it. So what we're going to do is just try this out, remembering that multiplication, division are opposites, and you can use this fact family to help you out. Look for basic facts, solve for extended facts. I know you can do this, just give it a try. So that is all I have to say for this recording, and we'll have more to come in the future. Good luck, and just try your best. Proud of you.